Hi, boys and girls. We are going to talk about painting. So, for this painting exercise, we are going to be creating a sense of movement in our art. And movement in an artwork means that an artist is taking the viewer on a trip through the work by means of lines, edges, shapes, and colors, often leading to the focal area. Here's an example of a movement in a painting. The painting itself isn't actually moving, but we can see a sense of movement in the lines throughout this painting. We're going to focus on two lines when we paint. The first one is a spiral, and I recommend practicing a spiral line on the back of your paper just so you know what you're doing before you paint. And also a wavy line. Those two lines create a sense of movement. The movement we want to create is a sense of wind for the background of our snowman. Now you're also going to choose between warm and cool colors. Warm colors remind us of being warm, like red, orange, and yellow, and cool colors remind us of being cool, like blue, purple, and green. Please make sure your name and class code is on the back of your paper, whether your class code starts with a K for kindergarten or a 1 for first grade. Before you start to paint, I want you to practice holding the paintbrush. We hold our paintbrush the same way we hold a pencil, as if we were to write. Practice painting on your hand. Notice that I'm holding my paintbrush very light and soft. I never want to press down on my paintbrush like this. I don't have control of the paint, and I also mess up the paintbrush for someone else to use. You should pretend that your paintbrush is a ballerina dancer on their tippy toes, lightly tickling your hand, or in this case, your paper. Your art kit has a nice set of watercolor paints that you can use. In order to use them, you must wake them up. And for this example, I'm going to use the warm colors. So all of my reds, my oranges, and my yellows can be used. I'm starting with this dark red here, and I want to wake it up with a little blob of water. And I'm going to start to paint my movement lines, keeping the tip of my paintbrush on my paper. When I want to change colors, I need to clean my brush in my water and also wipe it on my paper towel to make sure there is no extra red paint there. I can then wake up my next color. This is kind of like a red-orange. And I can do the same thing, making spirals and wavy lines all throughout my paper. Your lines can overlap. Overlap means one line goes over top of the other. We don't want our project to look like we're scribbling, so we should take our time. Slow and steady wins the race. Fast and sloppy always gets last place, so please take your time. If you have access to different kinds of paintbrushes, you could use different thicknesses. I call this one the baby brush and this one the mama brush. If I use the baby brush, it will make a skinnier line for me, especially if I keep it on its tippy toes. So I would like to see your entire paper painted with spirals and wavy lines to create a sense of movement. And please pick warm or cool colors. I can't wait to see what you come up with.